still remember the exact taste of the orange juice I was drinking when my husband destroyed our marriage. It was a Sunday afternoon, beautiful, warm. The kind of day where sunlight pours through windows like honey and everything feels safe. I was 7 months pregnant, sitting at my mother-in-law's dining table, surrounded by his entire family. His parents, his 2 brothers, his sister, their spouses. 11 people in total gathered for what I thought was a simple family lunch. My belly was round and heavy beneath my yellow sundress. I remember feeling the baby kick as I reached for a bread roll, and I smiled. I always smiled when she kicked. It felt like our secret conversation, her little way of saying, "I'm here, Mama. I'm coming soon." I had no idea that in less than 5 minutes, my entire world would shatter. Derek cleared his throat. That should have been my first warning. My husband never cleared his throat unless he was about to say something he'd rehearsed. Something calculated. "I need to address something," he said, standing up from his chair. Everyone looked at him. His mother smiled, probably expecting an announcement about the baby. Maybe the name we'd chosen. Maybe the nursery we'd finished decorating. But I saw something in his eyes I didn't recognize. Ice, pure ice. "I've been doing a lot of thinking lately," Derek continued, his voice steady, controlled. "And I've come to a conclusion I can't ignore anymore." He turned to look directly at me. "That baby isn't mine." The room went silent. Not quiet, silent. The kind of silence that has weight. The kind that presses against your chest and makes it hard to breathe. I laughed. I actually laughed because surely this was some kind of terrible joke. Derek and I had been married for 6 years. We'd tried for a baby for 3 of those years. We'd done fertility treatments. We'd cried together when test after test came back negative. And now, finally pregnant, he was saying this. "Derek," I said, still half smiling, "what are you talking about?" "You heard me, Nina." His voice was cold, accusing. "I don't believe that baby is mine. The timing doesn't add up. You were traveling for work around the time of conception. You've been different lately, secretive." I felt the blood drain from my face. "Secretive? I've been planning your surprise birthday party, Derek. That's why I've been secretive." He scoffed, actually scoffed at me. Convenient excuse. I looked around the table, waiting for anyone to tell him he was being ridiculous. But his mother just stared at her plate. His brothers shifted uncomfortably. His sister wouldn't meet my eyes. They knew. They all knew he was going to do this, and no one warned me. "I want a DNA test," Derek announced. "As soon as the baby is born, we're doing a paternity test. And if that child isn't mine, I want a divorce." I stood up so fast my chair scraped against the floor. "How dare you?" I whispered. "How dare you ambush me like this in front of your family when I'm 7 months pregnant with the child we prayed for? If you have nothing to hide, you'll agree to the test." I stared at him. This man I'd loved for 8 years. This man I'd built a life with. This man who used to hold me when I cried after every negative pregnancy test, who promised me we'd get through it together. He looked like a stranger. "Fine," I said, my voice surprisingly steady. "I'll take your test. And when it proves what I already know, you'd better be ready to spend the rest of your life apologizing." I grabbed my purse and walked out. I didn't cry until I got to my car. And then I sobbed so hard I couldn't see the road. The next 2 months were the hardest of my life. I moved out of our house and into my mother's apartment. I couldn't look at Derek. Couldn't share a bed with a man who thought so little of me that he'd humiliate me in front of 11 people. He didn't apologize, not once. He texted me occasionally cold, business-like messages about appointments and logistics, never about us. Never about the accusation he'd made. His family was silent too. His mother, who used to call me every Sunday, didn't call once. His sister, who I'd considered a friend, unfollowed me on social media. They'd already decided I was guilty. My mother was furious. "The audacity," she kept saying, pacing her small kitchen. 6 years of marriage. 3 years of fertility treatments. And he accuses you of this. Something isn't right, Nina. Men don't do this out of nowhere. She was right. But I was too tired, too pregnant, too heartbroken to investigate. I focused on the baby instead, on preparing for her arrival. On the tiny clothes and the bassinet and the lullabies I'd sing to her at night. She was the only thing keeping me together. My daughter was born on a rainy Tuesday in March. 8 pounds, 2 ounces. A head full of dark, curly hair. Eyes that would later turn the exact shade of brown as mine. I named her Zara. It means princess in Arabic, my grandmother's language. She was perfect, absolutely perfect. And when I held her for the first time, skin to skin, her tiny heart beating against mine, I forgot about Derek, about the accusation, about the test that was coming. None of it mattered. She was here. She was mine. And I loved her with a ferocity I didn't know I was capable of. Derek showed up at the hospital 2 hours after she was born. He brought flowers, roses, my favorite, as if flowers could undo what he'd done. "She's beautiful," he said, looking at Zara through the nursery window. "Yes, she is." "Nina, I cut him off. "You said what you said, you did what you did. We're doing the test and then we're done talking until the results come back." He nodded slowly. "When can we do it?" "The nurse said they can do a cheek swab before we leave the hospital." "Tomorrow morning." Good. Like this was a business transaction. Like he wasn't standing in a hospital where his daughter had just been born, still convinced she wasn't his. I turned away from him. "You should go, Derek. There's nothing for you here." He left without another word. The DNA test results were supposed to take 5 to 7 business days. They came back in 4. Derek insisted we open them together at his parents' house with the same family members who had witnessed his accusation. He wanted a public vindication, I realized. He wanted everyone to see that he'd been right. Fine. If he wanted an audience for his humiliation, I'd give him one. I arrived at his parents' house with Zara in her car seat and the unopened envelope in my hand. My mother came with me. She refused to let me face them alone. The living room was full. His parents. His brothers, his sister, all of them watching me like I was on trial. Derek stood by the fireplace, arms crossed, looking smug. "Let's get this over with," I said, sitting down on the couch. I opened the envelope slowly, unfolded the paper, scanned the results, and then I laughed, not a bitter laugh, not a sad laugh, a genuine, relieved, vindicated laugh. "Well," Derek demanded. "What does it say?" I looked up at him with tears in my eyes, but not the tears he expected. "Probability of paternity," I read aloud, 99.9%. "Derek James Mitchell is the biological father of the child." The room erupted. His mother gasped. His brothers exchanged glances. His sister covered her mouth with her hand. Derek's face went pale. "Let me see that," he snarled, snatching the paper from my hand. He read it once, twice, 3 times. His hands started shaking. This can't be right. The lab made a mistake. "We need to do another test." "It's right, Derek." I stood up, my voice calm, steady, absolutely certain. "Your daughter is yours. She's always been yours, and you humiliated me publicly, cruelly, unforgivably for nothing." I picked up Zara's car seat. "I'll be filing for divorce tomorrow. Don't contact me." I was almost to the door when his mother spoke. "Wait." I turned around. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking at the paper still clutched in Derek's hand. Her face had gone completely white. "Derek," she said slowly, "why does this test mention 2 children?" Everything stopped. Derek's eyes went wide. Genuine fear, the first real emotion I'd seen from him in months. "What?" He looked down at the paper. "What are you talking about?" His mother walked over and took the paper from his hands. She read it carefully, her lips moving slightly. Then she looked up at her son with an expression I'd never seen before. Disgust. "This DNA profile was cross-referenced with the national database," she read aloud. "As per the expanded testing package requested, a secondary match was found." She paused, took a breath. "Derek James Mitchell is also identified as the biological father of Lucas James Chen, born 14 months ago to Patricia Chen of Seattle, Washington." The room exploded. His father stood up so fast his chair fell over. His brothers started shouting. His sister burst into tears. I stood frozen by the door, my hand on Zara's car seat, trying to process what I'd just heard. Derek had another child, a 14-month-old son, with someone named Patricia Chen. "Patricia," I whispered. The name felt familiar. "Your secretary, Patricia is your secretary." Derek's face crumbled. "Nina, I can explain. Explain." His mother's voice was a whip crack. "Explain how you accused your pregnant wife of cheating while you had a secret child with another woman. Explain how you humiliated her in front of this entire family while hiding your own betrayal." "Mom, please, don't mom me." She was crying now, angry tears streaming down her face. "I raised you better than this. I defended you. I believed you when you said Nina was unfaithful. I stopped talking to her because of you." She turned to me, her eyes filled with shame. "Nina, I am so sorry. I am so sorry." I nodded slowly, still in shock. I need to go." I walked out the door, Zara in my arms, and I didn't look back. The next few weeks were chaos. Derek tried calling me hundreds of times. I blocked his number. He showed up at my mother's apartment, begging to talk. I called the police. He sent letters, emails, flowers, gifts for Zara. I returned everything unopened. I didn't want his apologies. I didn't want his explanations. I wanted him out of my life. My lawyer was ruthless, a woman named Sandra who specialized in divorces involving infidelity. She took one look at my case and smiled like a shark. "This is going to be the easiest case I've ever won," she said. She was right. Because it turned out Patricia Chen, Derek's secretary, his mistress, the mother of his secret son, had kept everything. Text messages, emails, hotel receipts, photos of them together. A paper trail that proved their affair had been going on for over 3 years. 3 years. We'd been trying to have a baby together, crying over negative pregnancy tests, going to fertility clinics while he was sleeping with his secretary, while she was pregnant with his child, while he was living a double life. The divorce was finalized in 4 months. I got the house, full custody of Zara, child support, alimony, everything I was entitled to and more because Derek was so desperate to avoid a public trial that he agreed to whatever my lawyer demanded. His family disowned him. His mother told him not to come home for Christmas. His brothers refused to speak to him. His sister posted a long message on social media about how she'd learned her brother wasn't the man she thought he was. Patricia left him too. The moment she found out he'd been accusing me of cheating, the moment she realized what kind of man he really was, she took her son and moved back to Seattle to be with her parents. She contacted me once. A short email full of apologies and regret. "I didn't know he was doing that to you," she wrote. "I thought you knew about us. He told me you had an arrangement. I'm so sorry, Nina. I never wanted to be the other woman." I didn't respond, but I believed her. Derek had lied to everyone, his family, his mistress, his wife, his children, and in the end, his lies destroyed him. I saw Derek one last time a year after the divorce. I was at the grocery store with Zara, picking up diapers and formula. She was babbling happily in the cart, reaching for the colorful boxes on the shelves. And there he was, standing in the cereal aisle looking like a shadow of the man I'd married. He'd lost weight, too much weight. His clothes were wrinkled. His hair was unkempt. His eyes had dark circles beneath them. He looked broken. "Nina," his voice cracked. "Please, I just want to talk." I looked at him for a long moment. At this man who had accused me of the very sin he was committing, who had humiliated me in front of his family while hiding his own family, who had demanded proof of my faithfulness while being faithless himself. "There's nothing to talk about, Derek. I made a mistake. You made a choice." My voice was calm, not angry, not bitter, just truthful. "Every day for 3 years you made a choice to lie, to cheat, to betray me. And then when you couldn't live with your own guilt, you tried to project it onto me." I picked up a box of diapers and placed it in the cart. "That's not a mistake, that's a character flaw." He opened his mouth to respond, but I was already walking away. Zara waved at him over my shoulder, just a baby's wave, innocent and meaningless. But to Derek, it must have felt like goodbye, because that was the last time he ever tried to contact me. It's been 3 years now. Zara is the light of my life. She's curious and funny and stubborn and kind. She has my eyes and his smile, and I've made peace with that. She's not responsible for her father's sins. He sees her twice a month, supervised visits arranged through the court. He's trying to be a better father, I think, or at least trying to appear like one. I don't hate him anymore. Hatred takes too much energy, and I'd rather spend that energy on my daughter, but I don't forgive him either. Some wounds don't heal with apologies. Some betrayals are too deep to forget. What I do have is peace. I have a home that's mine, a daughter who loves me, a mother who supported me through the darkest time of my life, a future that's open and bright and full of possibility. And I have a story about a man who thought he could break me with accusations and humiliation, who thought he could hide his sins while exposing mine. But the truth always comes out, always. If you're watching this and you're in a situation like mine, being accused of something you didn't do, being humiliated by someone who should protect you, being made to feel small and guilty and worthless, I need you to hear something. Don't break. Don't let their words define you. Don't let their accusations become your truth. Don't let their guilt transfer onto your shoulders. Stand tall, stay calm, and wait, because karma doesn't forget. Karma doesn't sleep. Karma always collects its debts. And when it does, you'll be standing there, whole and healed, watching the person who tried to destroy you destroy themselves. My husband said the baby wasn't his. The DNA test destroyed him instead. And I'm still standing. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched your heart, please subscribe to Grace Voice Stories for more powerful true stories every week. What would you have done in my situation? Let me know in the comments. And remember, you are stronger than you know.